Hey guys, today we're going to talk about inequalities. So an inequality is a situation where the two sides are not equal to each other. So that means one side is greater than another, or it could be equal, but it could also not be equal. So for our definition, an inequality states that two quantities either are not equal or may not be equal. So let's review our signs. For our greater than sign is, remember the alligator eats the bigger one, but you also have to remember when you say it left to right. So 5 is greater than 4. It would eat towards 5, and so that's a greater than symbol. So some keywords for that is more than and above. Less than, we could do 4 is less than 5. You see that? Less than. Some keywords is fewer than and below. And then these next ones might be a little bit different. So see how there's the line underneath? That means it's greater than or equal to. So it could be 5 is greater than or equal to 4, or 5 is greater than or equal to 5. Both those statements are true because it could be greater than or it could be equal to. Same thing with the less than. Kind of a trick that I like to remember is if you think of an L, if you do an L on your left hand, it kind of looks like a less than sign. So that's how I remember less than with the L. So let's look at these word problems real quick. The class average is greater than 87. So that's going to be your greater than symbol, but not equal to. So think about, it's going to be y is greater than 87. Think about it, if I plugged in 18, that would not be true. If I plugged in 89, that would be true. So class average is greater than 87. It's not equal to 80, couldn't be equal to 87, and it's got to be bigger than 87. So the next one is there's at least 19 people in your science class. So it could be 19 or it could be more. So that's going to be P is greater than or equal to 19. So if you look at your little keywords, it says at least for that one. Okay, so that's going to be, it could be 19, it could be 20, it could be 21, can't be 18 or equal to. So try the next ones and number 3 through 8 with writing them from the words. Check your little keywords in the corner and then come back and we'll check it. So hopefully you've done these ones on your own. So let's check it. The temperature will be at least 10 degrees. So I always start with my variable on the left and my number on the right because I know that's going to be true. Stick your variable on the left, number on the right, okay? So at least means x is going to be greater than or equal to because it could be 10, could be 11, could be 12, could be 15, but can't be 9, can't be 8, okay? The next one, there is no more than 33 people. Start with your x. Again, it could be any variable you want, and your number of 33. And no more than means 33 is the biggest it could be, and it could be 33. So it's x is less than, remember L for less than, or equal to 33. I always think about plug in some numbers and make sure that makes sense. So could it be 32? Sure, that's not more than 33. Could it be 34? No, because that is more than 33. So the next one is less than 2 inches. So I've got my x and my 2. That one's pretty easy, just a less than symbol. At most 12 gallons. So we have our x and our 12. So the biggest it could be would be 12. So that's less than or equal to. At least 10 yards, 25 yards. We have x and 25, so it's going to be a greater than or equal to. And then more than 3 inches, x and 3, is going to be a greater than symbol. So looking at this next section, it's kind of similar to what we did when we plugged in solutions for equations. So there could be more than one answer for these because they're inequalities. So you really have to test them all. So instead of k for this, well, our inequality is k is greater than 6. So all you have to do is substitute in k with 5 and see if it's true. So we're going to plug in 5 is greater than 6. That is not true. So then 6 is greater than 6. That is not true. And then 7 is greater than 6 is true. Remember, there could be more than one yes in these situations because 8 would have worked, 9 would have worked, 82 could have worked. So remember, you really do have to try and plug them in. There could be more than one answer. So go ahead and try the next one. Notice the t is on the other side. So it's -1 is less than or equal to t. Plug them in and then see which ones work and then come back and check the video. So let's plug it in. -1 is less than or equal to -2. -1 is less than or equal to -1. -1 is less than or equal to 0. So for this one, think about your number line. Think about 1, 2, 3, 0, -1, -2. So is -2 greater than -1? That is not true because think about -1 is here, -2 is here. So we want it to be closer to 0, so -1 is bigger. So that is not true. Here we go. -1 is less than or equal to -1. Well, they are equal to, so that works. And then on the next one, -1 is less than or equal to 0, which is true because it is less than 0. So both of those would be true. So let's talk real quick about how to graph the inequalities on the number line. So when you have a less than or greater than symbol, it is not going to be equal to. So it is going to be an open circle at the number and then pointing either to the left or to the right. We'll talk about that in a second. So then the next one, if it's greater than or equal to or less than or equal to, it's a closed circle. Think about it's equal to, so it's including that number. That's why it's a closed dot. So what I always do, we have h is less than 22. So I always write 3 numbers on my number line, including the number itself, and then 1 number less and 1 number more, okay? So it does not have a equal to sign, so it's going to be an open circle. And then I always think about it as what numbers would make this true? Would 21 make this true? Yes. Would 23 make this true? No. So it's going to be pointing towards 21. As well as, if you have the variable on the left, it looks like a little dotted line and looks like an arrow towards the left. Again, your variable has to be on the left for that arrow trick to work, okay? So it's an open circle pointing to the left. So again, for this next one, I'm going to write my variable on the left so I can use my little trick. So when you do that, you just switch the symbol. So m is less than or equal to 75. Let's put 74, 75, 76. It's going to be a closed circle at 75. Again, you could put these right on the number line. I tend to put it right above just so you can see it a little better. And then notice it's kind of pointing to the left, and I can also check that by plugging in 74 would make it true, and 76 would not make this true. Again, closed circle because there's the line underneath it. Some people say think about it like a pencil underneath it, and you have to color in the circle. That's a great way to think about it too. So the next one, we're going to rewrite it. So our variable is on the left. So v is greater than -10. So we've got -11, -10, -9. So we're going to have an open circle because it's not equal to. And then it's going to be pointing to the right. We can see our little arrows pointing that way, as well as plug it in. And -9 would make this statement true. So check out these ones and go ahead and write the inequalities and then graph them and then come back and watch the video. So for 14, it's at least 15. So remember, we started with our variable and we started with our 15. Think about your symbol. X is going to be greater than or equal to 15. We're going to have 14, 15, and 16. It's going to be a closed circle at 15 because it's equal. It could be equal to. And then it's going to be pointing to the right. Think about it. 14 would not make this statement true, but 16 would make this statement true. Also, 15 would make this statement true. 15.1, 15.2, so anything including 15 or greater will make this statement true. The roller coaster can hold no more than 60 people. So we have our X and we have our 60. And no more than that is going to be our less than or equal to. So we're going to do our numbers of 59, 60, and 61. It's going to be a closed circle pointing to the left. Again, see if you could plug it in. Would 59 work? Nope, it's got to be 60 or less because it can't be any more than 60. The next one, the temperature in Alaska is less than -7. So we have our X and our -7, our less than symbol. -8, -7, -6. It's going to be an open circle pointing to the left because it's got to be less than -6. So go ahead and get your rest of your points, and I hope this video helped.